Maxwell, I hear you have a song to start off Final Club.
Yep.
The floor is yours, master.
Can you lay down a beat for me, please?
No, because I'm worried if I start beatboxing, you won't sing.
Wow. No faith, Sam. No faith.
I can put your falsetto on.
No, it's a deep song.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Not that deep.
Just a regular level of deep.
We'll save it for next week.
Yeah, look. I'll work on it. How are you?
Well, thank
Happy
you.
Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy to be here.
Happy to be back at the coal face, Sam.
Back in the coal face, mate.
Yeah.
Back to the 9 to 5.
Back on the grindstone.
Believe it or not, this isn't our full-time job.
Yeah, no, believe it or not, if we're not getting paid for this, I wonder. Sam,
Not consistently, anyway. But you can help.
You can help by donating to Beyond Blue, Sam.
That doesn't help us, though.
It will help me. I'll tell you that much for free. Sam,
Do we need to talk about that, or
no, it's fine.
do we need to unpack it?
I've got Beyond Blue. You gave me some homework, Sam.
I did.
Speaking of unpacking things, and I'm unpacking today. All we know is Falling, the debut record from Paramore.
Paramore.
Paramore, Paraless, as they say on the internet, Sam.
That was actually quite popular. We need to bring that back.
No, one and done, Sam. That's it.
One and done.
We've done it. We've done it, and it's gone.
He's
It's-
a one-time shooter.
You know, exactly. One. I'm not going to finish that sentence. One hit wonder. Let's just go with that.
I think I know what you're going to say, and probably best you didn't. But there are some bangers on this album.
It's look. I'll tell you what. This record is somehow at the same time exactly what I thought it would be, and nothing like what I thought it would be.
Yep.
Let's get into it. Sam,
Let's dive in.
2005 release from these guys on the Fuel by Ramen label, which for the people who don't know was Fall Out Boy. It was Panic! Exclamation point at the disco, Sam.
Panic at the disco.
Exactly. Et al. You know, that kind of real mid 2000s emo pop punk, power pop kind of space. And I think if looking at this, you know, in the context of that time, I think you can really see how and why they end up on this label. These guitars are oftentimes very chunky. You know, it sounds quite similar, like sonically to Under the Cork Tree by Fall Out Boy. Maybe less sonically and more like vibe wise. It sounds like that. And I think just it really feels like that big, mid 2000s pop punk kind of era thing.
100%.
I think that's where my expectations end, and then we start getting into some uncharted territory with this one, Sam. I think this record felt very nervous, and it feels like they weren't necessarily confident in the record that they were making.
Okay.
I think it's very easy to say that in hindsight. Like, this is obviously a debut record. It's a band finding their sound. It's a band debuting and stepping out to the world and being like, this is us. We're Paramore. Like, you know, they don't have to come out fully formed and being like, we're going to make you wait in 12 years, we're going to drop After Laughter. Like, I'm not expecting them to come out like that kind of thing. But I think there's a lot of times in this record where they feel like they've kind of got an idea, but they don't give it enough space to breathe, and they keep switching between modes and switching between sounds and textures, and I think a lot of stuff doesn't necessarily get a full room to breathe.
Okay.
So, for instance, I think sort of All We Know, the first song on the record.
I was going to say, I feel like the nervousness, I looked at the first song, I was like, it was All We Know. Because that song feels nervous.
Well, don't worry, there's plenty more to come. But like, as a specific example, the weird fade out from the heavy, chunky bit at the beginning to like the kind of more chorus-led guitar, like chorus tone guitar, it just felt kind of weird. And it felt like they were like, we've got these two parts to this song and we want to go from one to the other, but we don't really know how to do that yet. And so they're just going, let's just fade it. That'll do. That's good enough.
Yoink.
That's like one of the more like obvious standout moments. But then Emergency, there's this constant switch between like the heavy riffage and the lighter, more like pick stuff. And it meant that neither was getting a good go. And I kept being like, just kind of pick one. You know what I mean? The guitar solo felt very short in that song as well. It happened a couple of other times throughout. That kind of like, they felt like, we've got these ideas and we want to put them in the same song and we want to make sure they're all there and we want to showcase both of them. But they should, I think, and again, this is easy to say in hindsight, they should have let it breathe and gone, we're just sitting on this riff for a while, or we're going to rip that riff right out and go straight into like the more clean chorus tone
Yep.
guitar effects. So like, I just felt like there was a lot of nervous jumping between two things all through this record. Having said that, at the times when they go full Paramore, they do go full Paramore, and it feels like what the band would become, even just one record later on Riot.
Yeah, I feel like you look at songs like Pressure and Emergency, the two, I think All We Know was their very first single too. Those three songs, the bones are there for what Riot became.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All they did was like, this was the raw version of Riot.
Yeah. I think like Pressure is a great song. I think you can hear the rhythmic elements that sort of became their main staple. Even in Emergency, like the guitar solo was good. The guitar solo in Never Let This Go was good. I think like there's moments when you're like, oh, you can hear the ingredients that make the next meal that Paramore are kind of putting on their menu. Like it's good. And obviously Hayley's vocals have from the beginning been so good.
Whether you like it or not, Paramore, I mean, everyone loves Hayley, but like without Hayley, Paramore is not Paramore.
No, exactly not.
Exactly not.
It makes you think, doesn't it, Sam? But I think like I think there's probably some specific elements that make this feel nervous, and I think it's the fact that it's very intimate. Everything feels very closely mic'd.
Yeah.
You know, the guitars feel like they're right there.
There's no room for error.
No room for error. Everything is like there's no physical space in this album. Like you feel like you're in a tight, tiny club room with this band, and the sound, like it's clean sonically, but it feels like things are bouncing off the walls at you. You know what I mean? Like you're in and amongst it, and that's great. Like that's a great vibe to have on a more raw record. But knowing what came next, and then eventually into like those very slickly produced later records, you're going, this is not necessarily the Paramore that we came to know and love. But obviously it did, like, I think it has those bare bones quite well established of like Hayley's vocals are good. There is some really good guitar showing from the Farrow brothers across this. And I think there are moments when it does feel like it's opening up.
Yeah.
And to be those bigger Paramore moments. I want to specifically shout out though, sorry.
Yeah, you go.
The bass tone in Franklin, just an absolute flop. Like it sounded like a tuba made of bus tires. And I don't know, like marching band snare had a fucking grip on the scene, didn't it, at a time?
Yeah,
and it just, I don't know what was going on. That song could have been a banger because those counter melodies in the chorus are awesome. But then just like, maybe it's the mix is weird. I don't know. It just sounded like thump, thump, thump.
Franklin is one of those songs that Paramore fans are like, this song feels like it should be special, but the mix is shit.
Yeah, just...
Yeah.
You know,
I was going to say just on that, I don't mean to be that guy.
Please.
Yeah, Josh Farrow was the guitarist, and then you've got Zach Farrow, who was the drummer.
Yeah.
And then you've got Taylor, who was the other guitarist.
Taylor Hanson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bop, hey, Lee. I don't know I don't know where I was going with that. Taylor, don't worry about it. We'll move on. So Taylor York is who Hayley's album is about, essentially.
Yes.
And then
yes,
she
yes.
was dating Josh for a long time as well. So
Yes.
yeah, interesting.
You're good, mate. But I think
Jesus, man.
I think that, this record, it exists in two spaces, which is the fact that we have to look at it, in hindsight and look at it with knowing all the records that come after it. And by far, I think it's one of the weaker albums. But that's not to say it's a bad album. It's just that Paramore have a lot of good albums.
Yeah.
I think
Brand New Eyes with that punk sound. Those first three, the Holy Trinity, as a lot of people call it. They evolved every time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So like All We Know Is Falling, weakest by default because it's their first album. But then Riot was a step up on All We Know Is Falling, and then Brand New Eyes was a step up and a more polished version of Riot.
Yeah.
But even with All We Know Is Falling, you look at some songs like Here We Go Again, Brighter, Whoa. There's always been elements of pop in there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. 100%.
And you can see, like, Brand New Eyes was sort of the crescendo of the punk stuff. Songs like Ignorance, Decode, even to an extent, let me go through the album, but like...
The only exception, Sam.
The exception.
The punkiest of all.
Obviously the heaviest song.
Because
Careful.
the true punk is the feelings you felt along the way.
That's it. Oh, Careful's such a good song. Brick by Boring Brick, like that was sort of the punk crescendo, and then they went into their more poppy stuff, which is where I sort of said goodbye, but that's okay.
I think also, like, speaking on the Fueled by Rum and stuff, if you look at the trajectories that the other two bands that I mentioned had, Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, obviously there are more...
Their roster was fucking stacked.
They had a stacked roster. But when you think about, like, Under the Cork Tree going into Infinity on High, the production values take a huge leap up. Like, they're working with way bigger named producers who are cleaning that right up across the thing. They're adding in those elements to songs like fucking Thanks to the Memories with the strings and all that kind of stuff. So, like, it's not surprising that these bands that had their first releases in the 03 through let's say 06 kind of period, like that, those first few ones were always a bit on the more raw, less produced side.
Yeah.
Just getting that emo feeling out. And then they had the success. They were able to bring in bigger names behind the desk, and you heard that happen in all those albums. So
completely agree.
Yeah.
Just on the Fueled by Ramen,
please.
Like when I was a teenager, I used to just froth it as a label. There were a couple of labels, and I'm sure you were the same. When you were younger and just going through music discovery, it was these record labels had identities for a long time. I think from my perspective, like Fueled by Ramen was the big one. Mm-hmm. Run for Cover Records.
Yep.
Which is where I have all the yippies that we call them. Like all that emo stuff. But you look at who Fueled by Ramen have or have had. At the moment, they've got A Day to Remember, Fall Out Boy, One OK Rock, and 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
Big.
Just
those four alone, big. Former artists, 303, All Time Low, Basement, The Cab, who were massive at the time, Cute Is What We Aim For, Dashboard Confessional.
Cute Is What We Aim For, fuck.
Gym Class Heroes, Jimmy Eat World, Less Than Jake, Nothing Nowhere, Paramore, Travie McCoy, Waterparks, Yellow Card, Young the Giant, and then they also had Cobra Starship, Panic at the Disco, who we've talked about, and... Fuck, they had so many. They had...
And don't forget that Travie McCoy led to the rise of Katy Perry.
They did. Oh, and they had fun as well.
Oh, I'm glad they had fun, Sam.
They did. They had fun. And obviously... who's the dude in Fun that is a massive songwriter now?
Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, I saw a thing on him. They're like... Jack Antonoff has never written a good song.
Whoa!
I was like, Max will fucking hate this.
I disagree with that,
immensely.
Like, I'm not saying he's the fucking greatest voice of our generation, but he's written a few good pop songs.
Yeah.
For me, those record labels, and you're going to be like, of course, fuckwit. Those record labels are more like Modular Records here in Australia. They had people like Ben Lee, Wolf Mother, Bag Raiders, Van Shee, The Presets, Tame Impala, Yeahs.
Yep.
Then Future Classic, who currently still have people like Flight Facilities, Flume, Jaguar Ma, Panama, Touch Sensitive. I think they had like Client Liaison and stuff like that early on as well. So like IOU for me is a big one.
They're big, yeah.
Who they had, DZ Death Rays, Violent Soho, DMAs, those kind of records.
The ultimate lineup.
100%. So
Harnett, I have a question for you actually on the Paramore record.
Ask away.
So of the songs, I said last week, like there's going to be a song that catches you off guard in there that you're like, oh, they never did that sound again.
Was it the tuba?
No, did you pick up what it was?
Let me have a little look back through my...
Because they did it in one song. It was in the back half of a song. And you're like, whoa.
Is it...
and they never did it again.
Is it My Heart?
Yeah.
Yeah. It ended strong, I thought.
Yeah.
But then...
With the screams.
Yeah. Ended thick.
But I also understand why they never did it again. Oh, but overall, how would you rate it out of 10?
I'm torn. Call me Natalie, Sam. I think, like, I want to enjoy this. I think it's the problem of in a band that has, what is it now, 6, 7? We're up to 6 or 7. Fucking hell. Like full length records.
Yeah.
This is probably the one that I enjoy the least.
Yep.
But it's still quite good.
It's very, like, Paramore don't really release bad songs.
I would say, like, they haven't really released a bad album. They released albums that I've enjoyed less than others, but I wouldn't say there's a bad one.
Like their new ones.
Like, no, you're incorrect. We're going to have After Laughter on the show soon because I listened to it after we talked about...
You
after
don't
I listened
own
to
it,
this.
do you?
No.
Exactly.
But I might. soon.
Oh.
But yeah, look. Anyway, that's neither here, Sam,
Nor there.
nor there. But anyway, look, I'm not going to give it a number, but I think, broadly speaking, good, but not their best.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You've got some homework for me.
Got a bit of homework, Sam. Sam, light the fire, light the bonfire, Sam. It's really stuck in here. Sorry, light the bonfire. We're talking Camp by Childish Gambino.
It's Charlie Gambino. Did you know he was in Community?
Do you know he's just one guy, Sam?
Did you know Childish is one guy? Heartbeat is my favorite Childish Gambino song, so I'm going to enjoy this.
Heartbeat banger, bonfire banger.
Yep, I've heard Bonfire before.
Firefly banger.
Yeah.
I think does that is that the special edition that has Freaks and Geeks on it?
No.
Oh,
You got absolute. No. Oh, yes, it does. It's just
Right.
not on the listing at the back.
hidden track.
It's on the sticker at the front.
Freaks and Geeks, an absolute hater, Sam.
It's a Peter heater.
Oh, mate.
You need to take the plastic off. There's a lot of condensation in here.
No, I don't need to take the plastic off, Sam. Always leave the plastic on. It's much safer. Much safer.
I love buying records and never. Oh, it's a trifold.
Oh, trifold.
It's a trifold. Wow.
Yeah, so that's it was Childish Gambino's debut.
4
record.
bonus tracks on this.
4 bonus tracks.
4.
Which ones? Freaks and Geeks is one.
Freaks and Geeks and more.
And more.
And more.
The And More Theatre.
and more theatre.
Yeah,
I
right.
like it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, look, I'll be looking forward to.
you to know that I am ready to blow.
Interesting that Childish Gambino, the record that everyone has or that everyone knows, is because of the internet.
Yep.
You know, 3005, Sober, Sweatpants, those kind of bangers. But for me, this is the one that kind of like set the tone. He's still funny in this record. And he's kind of funny in some of because of the internet. But in this one, he's like writing witty lyrics.
Yes.
Yes.
I think even in Heartbeat, some of the lyrics he is just slamming on the mic are quite funny.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're ironic,
They are, aren't they?
poetic.
Oh, Alanis. Sam, any vinyl thoughts for the week?
No. We're going on a road trip though not tomorrow.
Yes.
Might take a little trip to Bondi Records.
Oh.
I don't know if it's an actual store. Let me do
It is an actual store. It's in
Yeah.
Bondi Junction.
long way away, isn't it?
Not that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going there. It's a store I've bought from online before, but wouldn't mind visiting and purchasing some.
It's I've not been to the store, but I know where it is, and it's a good little spot.
And you, sir, what's your vinyl thoughts?
Nothing crazy from me this week, Sam, but just excited to get out and about, stretch the legs, pound the pavement, bit of shoe leather journalism, Sam.
I like it. All right, well, hooray. Kiss your mother for us.
Ta-ta.